My audience for my informative speech will be my mother as well as my father.
And here's our beautiful girl, Ellie.
Hello everyone, my name is Eleni Mejias. I am a student at King University presenting a speech about the African country of Egypt. I will be discussing the geography, culture, and history. Did you know the capital, Cairo, is one of the largest urban agglomerations in the world? Beginning, we will discuss geography. The Nile River dominates the land of Egypt. According to Britannica, the Nile divides the land into two sections. We have the Western and the Eastern Desert. The Nile River is approximately 4,132 miles in length. The river begins in southern Egypt, stretching to the north into the city of Cairo, where then it fans into a delta. Next, we will discuss the Red Sea. Egypt has two bodies of water surrounding it, the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. The Red Sea extends from Suez, Egypt for about 1,200 miles. The Red Sea is worldly famous for its extremely salty and hot water. Britannica describes how the Red Sea connects with the Mediterranean Sea, making it one of the most heavily traveled waterways in the entire world. Lastly, the Western Desert. According to Memphis Tours, the Western Desert covers about 2/3 of Egypt. It has a comparable size to the United States state of Texas. The desert is very dry and filled with sand, but it usually has a good amount of water. Once in a while, one may come across an oasis. We will then discuss the culture of Egypt. Egypt's culinary traditions date back thousands of years. Egypt has a very similar cuisine compared to other Middle Eastern countries. One popular dish that the CNN mentions is the falafel. Falafel is made with chickpeas. It is a treat that has been consumed for centuries. Egyptian cuisine has been influenced by many other cultures, including the Persians, Greeks, Romans, Arabs, and Ottomans. Next, we will discuss the religion. Egyptians are very religious. Mosques are located in many parts of the land. Egyptians are called to pray 5 times a day. Ramadan is a religious holiday that lasts a month long. Globalization Partners goes in detail about the holiday. In summarization, Muslims must fast from sunrise to sunset and focus on their prayer. Lastly, the daily life. Modesty is maintained in all parts of Egypt. In most areas, one will see people fully clothed with little to no skin showing. According to Britannica, family also plays an important role in Egyptians' lives. Particularly in Upper Egypt, tribal identity is still very strong. We will then discuss the history. We will discuss the beginning, the middle, and the fall of Egyptian civilization. Beginning in circa 5000 to 3100 BC, this period of time is known as the pre-dynastic period. There are few artifacts and records from this period, although with the few records that have been found, it was discovered that Egyptian civilization had developed for 2,000 years. Memphis, the capital of Egypt, was founded by King Menes back in circa 3100. According to History.com, the period between circa 3100 and 2686 BC is known as the Archaic period. During this time, Egyptians were mostly farmers cropping wheat and barley. Then, in the middle of Egyptian civilization, Egypt had already progressed into their 13th dynasty of power in 1786 BC. During this time, it was hard to find a stable king. History.com states, Egypt was taken over by the Hyksos rulers up until 1570 BC when they were driven out. Lastly, the fall. The last ruler of Ptolemaic Egypt was Cleopatra. History.com states she surrendered Egypt to the armies of Augustus in 31 BC. 6 years of Roman rule and Christianity became Rome and any Roman empire's province's primary religion. The conquest of Egypt in 7 AD, along with Islam, would move Egypt forward in its modern embodiment. In conclusion, Egypt is studied to this day, and new things are being discovered frequently. The Egyptian civilization lasted for about 30 centuries. The country thrives with history. Before I conclude, are there any questions of the geography, culture, or history of Egypt?
Yes, I have a few questions. Wow, Egypt sounds fascinating. But where exactly is Egypt?
Egypt is going to be located north of Sudan and east of Libya. It is an African country.
Oh, wow, amazing. What other popular dishes are there?
Two other popular dishes Egyptians enjoy would be the kebab and shawarma. The kebab is a meat stick that is found in America, and shawarma is meat that is cut into thin slices stacked in a cone shape.
Yeah, I think we tried that before. Great, thank you so much. One last question. When did Egypt become a province of Rome?
That would happen in 30 BC.
Thank you.
And that concludes